Morning everybody. So today I'm at Terrain, around about 1.5 kilometers further along the Jura Crest trail from the start point of stage 9 in Vue des Alpes. Reason being, easier to link with public transport. So yeah, would have taken me a little bit too much time to go from henweg up to Vue des Alpes to here. Would have added around about 2 hours of time. So I thought I'd take the slightly shorter route, cut a bit of time off. So today's plan, to head up to the top of the ridge there and just follow the ridge line with the amazing view of the Alps behind me all the way to Neuenburgersee. I don't really know the name of the place, but if I find it I'll show you. And yeah, let's get to it. Weather's fantastic. It's gonna be a fun day. Let's go. So, Chasseral, way off in the distance there. Even further behind is the Schwarzwald and the Vogesen. Down there we have La Haute-Geneviève, Neuenburgersee, and then just behind there, Mörtensee, and then the Alps. And off that way, end of this is Neuenburgersee. I have no idea, but basically the place I'm aiming for today is that right there at the bottom. Neuenburgersee, I don't really know, but yeah, there it is. Jura Crest, route number 5. Happy days, weather's fantastic, I cannot ask for anything better. So, over there in the distance is the town of La Chaux-du-Fonds. Now, a couple of interesting things about this town. The first being that it is rather unique as a town in Switzerland because it follows primarily a grid layout, very similar to, for example, New York, Manhattan. Classic example of a grid layout city. Le Chaux-du-Fonds follows a similar layout, except for certain parts of the city which are more of a traditional sort of non-grid city, and the reason being is that it was destroyed in a fire, so they rebuilt the city like that. And also it is known as Watch Valley, so this entire valley in front of me here is known as Watch Valley because there are quite a few brands and manufacturers of watches in that specific town. So yeah, and it's got an interesting vibe to it. I've driven through it once, and yeah, it's quite interesting. It's different, just because the grid layout and everything makes it very, very different. But yeah, still pretty cool. And yeah, Chasseral over there again. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stop showing that now. But yeah. So, well, progress is progressing progressively. Just under 10k at the moment, so 8 kilometers out of 22 on the Etappe, 10k with a little hike up from henweg. So yeah, weather has really picked up nicely, and of course with that there's a lot more people on the trail today So yeah, behind me, that little metal pyramid is the spire that denotes the peak, Mont Racine, 1,485 meters above sea level. And then just beyond that, I didn't film any of it, but there was some mixed use terrain. By mixed use, I mean it was a nature reserve used for livestock farming and also as a military range. So yeah, I did check to see if they were flying the red and white flag to show that they were live firing. They weren't. So yeah, that was pretty fun to walk across. Alrighty, so you're not going to hear me talking about the Chasseral anymore, mainly because yeah, it's gone. I've moved off the ridge to the north end of the hill, so yeah, that's that. The next point of interest you're going to hear me yammering on about is Creux du Vin, also known as the Grand Canyon of Switzerland, which is located right there. So on that thin little blue ridge, all the way over there, it's Creux du Vin. So yeah, I'm aiming to get out there in the next 2 weeks, at maximum 2 weeks, to film the next Etappe 10. I will also do a combination with Etappe 11, just because the halfway point is a little bit tricky to get to with public transport. I don't know if it's running. If it is running, just from what I can tell and from what I've seen and experienced, is it's one of those bus lines that runs once every 3 hours, twice a day max, for example. So yeah, and because of the location, it makes it very difficult to walk up. So yeah, the next one is going to be a double Etappe 10 and 11. So yeah, should be fun. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to. And yeah, just going to keep walking stage 9 and enjoy the views and the scenery that I have now. So yeah. Okay, now that I'm back in my favourite habitat, the woods, there is a little something I have forgotten to mention, I think, and that is I might at some point have to double back, not now, but in the future this hike, because I can just about hear them in another area, but it's forestry season, so they've closed down a section of this path for forestry purposes. It did say on the internet that it was supposed to finish today, so we'll see if they're finished. It might be finishing today and it might reopen tomorrow. It might be reopened today, I don't know. But but when we get to that point, if I can go on, I can go on. If not, I'm going to have to drop down and alter the route again slightly and take the valley up to Neuenburgersee. Yeah, but it's not the end of the world. The good news is that the doubling back is only around about 1.5 kilometers, so it's not too bad at all. So yeah, other than that, just on the second little ascent now. Second little descent, and then I've got another 150 meter ascent, give or take. Then after that it's downhill all the way. Well, downhill partially depending on how it goes with the forestry work, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, you guessed it, behind me is another bunker. So this one is definitely anti-armour, as that is the valley I've just walked up. And you can see 2 slots for 2 separate weapons. So the left-hand side there, a little bit closer, not too closer, you can see how there's a machine gun mount. Then on the left-hand side there, left-hand side is the anti-personnel machine gun and rifle mount with the built-in groove. So you can see there, the groove that you would use to stabilise the rifle or the weapon system. And then next to it there, you would have the anti-armour weapon. That would then be used to defend this, the mountain pass. Now, as mentioned previously, it is a wide open, as I've mentioned on previous videos, you know, it is a wide open plain, this pass, and yeah, just top and tail and armoured column. There's not really much else you can do. I mean, I didn't even know these things were here until I got around with it, within around about 100 metres of them, and that was because I had full sunlight in my face, everything. I mean, as a post, it is very, very well designed. So yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a shame that yeah, someone has dumped rubbish in front of them, but yeah, as I said previously, I'm definitely looking into doing a tour of one of these some of these in the future, because it is a very, very interesting. Because I know that some old military installations have been sold off. I think one of them is being used as an old greenhouse of sorts. Ooh, that's pretty cool. You can actually see the chimney on that one. So yeah. So one of them I think is being used as a hydroponic farm. And I definitely know one of them is being used for Bitcoin mining and such operations. The others, I don't really know. But yeah, still very fascinating, because I don't think there's a hike that I haven't done where I've come upon a military installation of some kind or other. So yeah, really cool stuff. Okay, so it is quite hazy, it is quite backlit, but there it is. That right there is Crest de Vin. So yeah, it's within sight. I don't know how many kilometers I've walked to get here. I'll have to check it when I get home, but yeah. Also, I don't have the proper safety equipment. I'm not going anywhere near the cliff edges. I'm staying on the path, well away from cliff edges. As I say in every hike, my goal is to get home in one piece and not end up as another statistic. So, yeah. There are the Alps, and you can definitely... Is that Mont Blanc in the distance there? I think that might be Mont Blanc, but I'm not too sure. I'll have to check. But yeah, fingers crossed. By the end of stage 10-11, I should be at the end of Neuenburgersee. So yeah, that's that. Oh my days. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is hiking in the Jura. You've got limestone cliffs right there. And yeah, I'm happy. Very happy. To be honest, I am happy I'm doing this route now rather than deep in the winter when there's snow, as that would be even more dangerous. But yeah, no. The views are absolutely stunning. Another reason why hiking in the spring, autumn is fantastic is you can actually see through the trees and the foliage. But yeah. Okay, so going off what I said earlier about being safe and so on, and also considering the terrain that I'm walking, and the fact that I have heard chainsaws and stuff off in the distance, means that the forestry work is still ongoing, which means, as a safety precaution, I won't be able to finish this Etappe 100% on the route. So when the opportunity presents itself, I will drop down into the valley and continue on from there. So yeah, reason being is it's getting dark soon and I don't want to be on a cliff top in a place that I don't know, navigating a very easy to miss track. I mean, I've already lost this trail ran about twice earlier on some open fields, so yeah, I'm going to play it safe, get home in one piece, because I have work tomorrow, so yeah. Well, how fortuitous that I just double checked on the Swiss Mobility app and they've lifted the closure. So the chainsaws that I've been hearing aren't even related to that project. So yeah, rather than duck down to the valley floor, I'm going to stay up here as I do not need to backtrack. So yeah. I am, however, slowly but surely increasing my tempo a little bit. Not running per se, just taking it very nice, very easy, cool, calm and collected along this route here. So yeah. What's really cool actually is, as I've been checking the topo maps, there is one of the very few Klettersteig via ferratas in the Jura Mountains here. So yeah, there aren't that many. There's a few. There aren't that many, but there are a few, and one of them is just below me. So yeah. So yeah, that is the path I need to be on, but well, it's gone. So yeah, I was going to stick to the outer perimeter here. Good news is though, that I do now have a way to get through. So yeah, looks like they have been quite busy with stuff, so yeah, you can definitely see why the entire way was shut down for a while. But yeah, what kind of machine that was, I don't know. It could either be a harvester or a forwarder. I'm putting my money possibly on a forwarder. Yeah, just from what I can tell is they've had, based on the tracks that I found, looks like they've had two separate vehicles. I'm guessing that they've mounted the caterpillar treads onto the wheels, which is like an external attachment that you can put onto the wheels to turn them into caterpillar tracks. here so you get extra traction on wet soil. They've probably done that on one of the vehicles, and the other one just has, you know, your bog standard triangular tyre pattern. So yeah, I reckon, based on the footprints, I'm probably the first person to walk along here since it's reopened. As all of these tracks are look like work boots. Yeah. Right. Let's keep pressing onwards then. Okay, so this is probably going to be my second to last entry for today. Reason being is that the sun is getting quite low, and yeah, terrain getting a little bit precarious, especially with the descent. So yeah. Probably going to stop filming for now, and then I'll probably do a little update just as I get into Neuenburgersee. Yeah, because if I do need to use the head torch and so on, then I'd rather have both hands free, especially considering that there's a on the other side there is the big drop. So navigating now as is challenging with nighttime, and and reduced visibility will make it even more so. So yeah, just why I'm going to stop filming now, and I will get back to you later.